Alex, where are you? Me and our son have been waiting for you for hours at the hospital. You said you went out for some fresh air and you would be back in a few minutes. What's wrong, honey? I'm very concerned.
What's wrong? You still have the nerve to ask me that stupid question? And don't even call him my son. He's no son to me. He's been cursed with Down syndrome, and he will never be normal like other kids. Honestly, he shouldn't have been born at all.
Alex, what happened? Just a few hours ago, you were encouraging me to be strong so we could get through this tough time together. You said that having Down syndrome doesn't define our son, and that he'll grow up as bright as any other kid. But now you're saying the opposite. What changed?
Well, I said those things because I didn't want to make a fuss at the hospital, okay? Just consider you never heard of what I said earlier, because it's all lies. I mean, think rationally. He literally has no future, and he would become nothing but a burden for us and for society.
What are you talking about, Alex? I know that having a kid with Down syndrome is not easy for any parent, but it's simply not fair to say that he has literally no future. People with Down syndrome can live full and productive lives. They can go to school, get jobs, and have families. They can contribute to society in many ways, and our son makes no exception.
Enough! I don't want to waste my time hearing your lecture. Gosh, my mom was totally right. I should have forced you to abort that child as soon as I found out you were pregnant. She already saw through how incompetent you are as a woman, and women like you can only bear useless children. You and your son are a disgrace to me and my family.
Why are you like this, Alex? Please stop saying those things to me because your words cut through me like a sharp knife. I just gave birth to our son and my body is extremely exhausted. I would literally crumble if you keep talking like this. Honestly, I never thought you were this kind of person. You really disappointed me.
Me? Disappointed you? More like the other way around. You can't even fulfill the simplest duty of a woman, which is to give birth to a healthy child. You should feel ashamed for claiming yourself my wife.
So you're just going to abandon us here and leave our fate to chance? How could you do that after 4 years we've been together? And after everything I've done to build our family?
What have you ever done that's so big of a deal? Cleaning some insignificant dishes or doing some mindless laundry? Honestly, after failing to give me a healthy child, your role in the house is no better than a servant. Don't even think that I'll come and pick you up from the hospital. That's never gonna happen. Not in a million years. You have arms, legs, and a brain. Use them to get back home by yourself.
I can't believe you're this cruel and ungrateful to me. You're the one who convinced me to quit my job and bear your child. You said that I didn't have to lift a finger because you would take care of everything. So you're just gonna swallow your own words like that, huh?
It was long before I knew that our son is not normal. Had I known that you would be giving birth to a cognitively impaired child, I wouldn't have married you in the first place, let alone provided you with full financial support like I'm currently doing. Anyways, for the sake of our marriage, I'm gonna give you this one chance to redeem yourself.
A chance to redeem myself? What are you even talking about? I haven't done anything wrong, and I'm proud of bringing Sebastian to life.
I see that you've already named him Sebastian, huh? If I were you, I wouldn't bother giving him a proper name. It won't do any good other than making you grow more attached to him. Look, the only thing that you can do to save this marriage is to get rid of the child. Only then I'll be able to forgive your sin.
Get rid of our son? What are you even saying? Are you human anymore? Okay, I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear what you just said because it's the most dreadful thing that's ever come to my ears.
Oh, come on now, Mia. Don't act like a hypocrite. I know deep down you don't even want this kid to appear in your life, right? Please don't try to lie to yourself to make you a saint in everyone's eyes.
Well, to be honest, I didn't expect that our child would be born with a genetic condition, but...
No but. Think about your expectations, about what you wanted our kid to become before he was born. You said that you want our child to be successful, whether as a lawyer like me, a nurse like you, or anything else they want to be. You also want them to meet and marry a beautiful girl who will give them a beautiful child to carry on our family lineage, correct? Do you seriously think This child has the potential to live up to our expectations?
Of course he can. And he will, with patience and perseverance. I am confident that our son will achieve great things, just like everyone else. In fact, aren't our child's happiness and well-being the most important things? Why do we feel the need to force our son to live up to our expectations?
Gosh, you make me feel like I've been talking to a brick wall. I've tried my best to explain what I need you to do, but clearly you refuse to listen.
Alex, I've made up my mind. I'm keeping our son. And don't even try to talk me out of it. Even though Sebastian is just a newborn, I already feel a deep connection with him. I will follow my maternal instincts and do whatever it takes to be with my son.
Jeez, fine. Whatever you say, but don't expect me to be there and pick you guys up. Just catch a taxi or something to come back home.
So you agree to let Sebastian stay with us? Thank you, darling. I knew that you still have a heart. Don't worry, my dear. I'll find a way to get us home as quickly as possible. You know what? Sebastian is really excited to meet his dad already. Hey, Alex. I just got home, but could you please explain why my belongings are piled up on the floor? I'm not sure what's going on.
You've already got home, huh? I didn't think that you'd be home so quickly.
Yeah. I just spent yesterday getting some rest. You weren't there with me, so I had to take care of myself and our baby. But I don't blame you. I know it's a lot of things to process, especially with our son's condition.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, but don't be too concerned because the nurses were very helpful. They helped me breastfeed Sebastian, taught me how to change the diapers and bathe our baby. They also checked his temperature, heart rate, and breathing. I was so clumsy at breastfeeding our son at first, but got used to it afterwards. I know it's early days, but I'm already so in love with being a parent.
Good to know.
What's wrong, Alex? Aren't you excited? But why aren't you home to welcome me and Sebastian? And you haven't answered my last question. Why are my belongings all over the place? Is everything okay?
Goodness sakes, Mia. Why do I always have to lay it all out on the table for you? It's already over between us. Right after the moment you gave birth to a child with Down syndrome. I gave you a chance. I told you to abandon the kid so that we can come back together. But you refused to take that chance. You leave me no choice but to force you to move out of my house.
What? So you're kicking me out of the house? What is this all about? Where are you now? Come back home this instant and talk to me face to face. We're not kids anymore. It's not fair to kick me out of the house by text and then hide like a coward.
Look, I was being very kind and patient for giving you time to pack your things and get out of the house. Now, this is what you have to say to express your gratitude. I really should have just thrown your stuff into the dumpster where it belongs. It's not like you would have even noticed. You think that I'm hiding like a coward? On the contrary, I just want to spare you a dramatic confrontation where you'll be the one who takes a bigger hit.
Oh, so now you're saying that I have to thank you for dumping me? Remember, we're still husband and wife. You can't do this to me.
Husband and wife? Don't make me laugh. Have you checked the dinner table? It's where I left the divorce papers. Look, I don't want to see your face any longer, so please, just sign the documents, bring along your garbage, and get lost.
Divorce? So you're really determined to abandon me because of our son's disability? You're truly a cold-hearted person, Alex. I can't believe you're the one who I was considering my husband this whole time.
Well, thank you for finally getting a hold on the situation. I'm sure it took you a while to figure out what to do. But I'm glad you eventually came to your senses. Text me when you're done cleaning up your mess in my house. Take all the time you want and don't rush. After all, you need to gone on this pain and humiliation.
You're intolerable, Alex. Mark my words. You will have to pay for your cruelty, and it'll be a heavy price.
Yeah, you can try to scare me all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that you're leaving my house today and our marital ties will soon be severed. Oh, and by the way, I don't think you should waste your time going to court because you're not gonna get a single penny from me. You came with nothing, and you will leave with nothing. However, I'll still send you some pity money every month for taking care of Sebastian, or whatever you call that boy. Hey Mia, did you receive the money I sent for this month? I can only imagine how desperate you must have been. Desperately praying for that meager amount. Pathetic, really.
Yeah, I did receive. But don't expect me to thank you for that. It's your duty to take care of your own son, you know? On the other hand, don't make it seem like we would die of hunger without your help. We'll still be well and alive even if you choose to stop providing us financially.
How many times have I told you, don't call him my son? He's nothing but a disgrace that I wish I could forget about. Anyways, that sum of money is all you can get, so don't even dare to ask for more. In fact, what on earth do a single mom and a retarded boy ever need money for?
Keep those insults to yourself and start treating us with respect. Sebastian may have an intellectual disability, but I can say with certainty that he's 100 times better than you as a human being. As Sebastian grows up, I'll teach him to be kind, compassionate, and loving, as opposed to his cruel, insensitive, and hateful father. On second thought, you don't even deserve to be called his dad.
Yeah, whatever. In fact, I can't wait to see him grown up and become a complete loser like he's destined to be. I'm just dying to know, where on earth are you guys slumming it these days? Please, don't tell me it's some charming little hotel on the verge of collapsing.
Me and Sebastian are living with my parents, so thank you for asking. And why do you even want to know about that?
Well, I'm just asking. Don't be so triggered by a simple question. And what do you do to get by every day? If I'm not wrong, you're just leeching off your dear parents like a parasite, correct?
I was recently rehired at the hospital where I used to work, so I'm now back to being a nurse. Nursing isn't a high-paying job, but I'm more than proud to say that this job allows me to live a financially independent life.
Yeah, a poor life, in other words. I don't even have to ask you to know how badly you want to go back to the old days, when you could blissfully squander my hard-earned money on extravagant luxuries without batting an eyelash. Sorry to say this, but that way of living now belongs to someone else.
What are you trying to say? Get straight to the point.
Isn't it clear what I just said? Gosh, Mia, your ability to read between the lines hasn't improved a single bit since the last time I abandoned you. What I meant was, I already found myself a perfect girl who's worthy of enjoying the lavish lifestyle that you failed to keep.
What? It's only been 5 months since we got divorced and you've already found another girl? What kind of man are you?
And what holds me back from finding a gorgeous girl and enjoying my new chapter in life with her? I mean, well-off and talented young man like me can get myself hot chicks anytime I want.
You're rotten to the core, Alex.
But not just any random pretty girl like you, but a girl who's able to bear my beautiful, healthy, and intelligent kids. And her name is Sadie. In fact, she's already pregnant with my child, and I can't wait until the day my little angel is born. It will undoubtedly be the best day of my life.
Yeah, right. But you know what they say, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Honestly, I don't wish anything bad upon your child, but if something actually went wrong, please be a reasonable dad this time around, okay?
What bad thing could possibly happen to my little angel? I've been closely monitoring my child's ultrasound tests, and the doctor has assured me that they are completely healthy, so don't you dare wish ill on my kid. But to think about it, your mean words only show how pathetic you are. You must be beating yourself up when thinking about losing me, am I correct?
Why should I be? In fact, I am so happy to be rid of a self-absorbed and heartless person like you that I sometimes have to pinch myself to make sure I'm not dreaming.
But you know what, Mia? What you were saying actually makes sense. The future is full of mystery, and we can never know what's gonna come next. I learned that valuable lesson after what happened between us. That's why I already spared me a way out in case Sandy couldn't give me the child of my dream.
What way out? You really disgust me, Alex. How could you even think of plotting against your own wife?
Wife? She's no wife to me. Let me further explain it so a fool like you can keep up. So instead of rushing into marriage with her as I did with you, I chose to not make any commitment to her at all. In fact, the only thing I've ever promised is to give her as much money as she wants. I'll consider marrying her only after she gives birth to my child, and the child is confirmed to be free of any genetic disorders or birth defects.
You clearly aren't aware of how despicable you are.
Me? Why should I be called despicable when the only thing I'm doing is protecting myself? Anyways, you'll be hearing good news from me soon enough. Hey Mia, did you enjoy my wedding with Sadie yesterday? I know I invited you, but I didn't expect you to actually show up.
Well, I didn't want to come, but Sebastian seemed to be excited about the prospect of attending because he wanted to see you. So I had no other choice. Letting him down is the last thing I want to do.
Well, based on how he behaved at the wedding, he seems like a decent boy, not gonna lie. I gotta give you credit for raising him well.
Yeah, thanks. It's actually a good thing that his biological dad is not around.
But Sebastian is nothing compared to my Connor. He was born completely healthy and beautiful. I hope he has my blue eyes and charming smile, because it will surely be lady killer features.
Yeah, for you it's all about the appearance and nothing else. You're just as superficial as I always thought of you. I don't want to say this out loud, but you deserve to be cheated on after all.
Cheated on? What are you saying? Don't just shoot from the hip out of your anger with me. I know you're jealous, but at least find a way to hide it, okay?
Yeah, I knew from the very beginning that you wouldn't believe what I had to say, but suit yourself. After all, you deserted your own wife and son, so why should I bother having any sympathy for you? I imagine it can be rewarding to raise a child who is not your own.
What are you implying? Mia, spit it out. I don't have time to listen to your nonsense all day.
Oh, I'm surprised that you're being so impatient. I thought you were good at playing with words.
Are you suggesting that Sadie had an affair and that the child is not my biological son?
Bingo! You got that right.
What? How could it be? Wait, you're just trying to sabotage my marriage with Sadie out of spite. No way I'm going to fall for your lowly trap. I see that you're picking up on my tricks. Good girl. I'm so proud of you, Mia.
Yeah, mock me as much as you want, but it doesn't change the fact that the child is not yours. Look, I work at the hospital where Sadie, your wife, goes for her prenatal ultrasounds, and I've seen her on several occasions with another man. They always behave very intimately, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that she's cheating on you, Alex.
What? Don't you dare try to fool me. I know you're a chronic liar, and I never believe a word you say.
I figured that's what you're gonna say, so I took a couple of pictures as proof. There, I just sent over WhatsApp, but don't be too shocked when you see them.
Okay, got them now. What? I can't believe what I'm seeing. I mean, this guy's not even half as good looking as me. Okay, maybe she's cheating on me, but how do you know the kid is not my son?
Well, I followed them and eavesdropped on their conversation. Sadie said that after she and her boyfriend swindled you out of a lot of money, they would go far away and start a new life together with their child, Connor. I also recorded the conversation on tape, and I can send it to you if you'd like to hear it.
Enough! I knew that I could never put my trust in any woman because they all betray me in the end. I'll call Sadie and have a serious talk with her about this.
When Alex got home, He found out that Sadie had already packed her things and long gone before he could even realize it. He desperately texted and called her numerous times, but all he received was just a dead silence. Well, that's what they always call the taste of betrayal, I guess. After one failed attempt after another to get in touch with Sadie, Alex changed his target and tried to convince me to get back together with him. He said that he'd made a huge mistake and that he would do anything to redeem himself. For nearly 2 months, he constantly showed up at my doorstep, asking me to let him in so he could make amends for his sins. However, I already knew what kind of person he is. I learned about a harsh but valuable lesson from my previous marriage with Alex, and I'm not gonna let him take control of my life again. Not getting what he wants, Alex tried to stir up the trouble and wreck my parents' house. Eventually, my neighbors called the police to report Alex for disturbing the peace. I could have also taken legal action against him for trashing my parents' house, but I decided to let it go. Sebastian and I are living our best lives. We're spending so much quality time together, bonding as mother and son. I'm so proud to be able to accompany him step by step on his journey of growth. We've discovered that he has many hidden talents, such as dancing, painting, and modeling. But his most important talent is his ability to make everyone happy and spread the positive energy.
Sydney, thanks for the planner as my birthday gift. I finally understand why you told me not to get a planner this year.
Happy birthday, Uncle Aiden. You can buy whatever you need for yourself, right? That's why I wanted to give you something you really need.
Anything I give from you is appreciated. We don't have any kids, and you're like a daughter to me.
I also see you as a second father, you know?
But could you not say that in front of my brother? He gets upset, claiming you're his daughter.
I know.
So, Sydney, how have you been recently? I heard from my brother that you moved in with your husband's parents.
Yes, that's right. We're living with my husband's parents, 4 of us in total.
That's rare these days. No offense, but isn't it tough to live together with them? Or are your in-laws good-natured enough that you don't mind living with them?
I thought they might be nice people at first. But since we started discussing living together, I've started to feel something's off. Oh, don't tell this to my dad, okay? I don't want to say anything bad about my in-laws to my parents.
I understand. I won't tell them. The relationship between in-laws can be tricky, but you shouldn't put up with anything if they are bothering you.
Yes.
You're not being mistreated, are you?
I wouldn't call it mistreatment, but more like they are too attached to my husband. I feel like they may feel like they lost him to me after we got married. That's why sometimes they subtly put me down or exclude me from meals.
That sounds like mistreatment. Who dares to do that to our Sydney? Isn't your husband Hunter doing anything about it?
Oh, Hunter does stand up for me, so don't worry. But if they were people who would heed warnings, they wouldn't do such things in the first place, right? Well, that's how it is.
If I were you, I'd move out right away.
Yes. Hunter also says living together was a mistake. We initially moved in because Hunter's job transfer was postponed. This came to light after we had terminated our lease. Then my mother-in-law said we could stay with them for a while.
Still, I think anyone would be against moving in together.
That's true. But she was very persuasive and I was eventually won over. I agreed, thinking it was only for a month. But then Hunter's job transfer kept getting delayed. However, we are considering moving out soon. We're contributing to the household expenses equivalent to rent, so it would be better to live separately. Well, we haven't told my in-laws yet.
Good. That's the way to go. You don't need to be around people who mistreat you.
Yes. I'll try to slowly distance myself and manage somehow. Once we're apart, my mother-in-law probably won't care about me so much. Sorry for unloading my complaints on you, but somehow I feel better now. Thank you.
I was the one who asked, so don't apologize. Don't push yourself too hard, okay? And always feel free to talk to me if something comes up.
Sydney, when are you going to be back from the grocery store? You're not just slacking off on the housework, are you?
I apologize, Kira. The shopping is done. I'm just stopping by the dry cleaners on the way home.
I could have done all that within an hour if I were you. You really can't do anything right, can you? Yesterday's dinner was too heavily seasoned as well. Are your taste buds off?
I apologize. I'll go a little lighter with the seasoning today.
You should. If I had to eat food like that every day, I'd get sick. Oh, is this intentional? Because Hunter's been on a business trip since yesterday. Are you trying to do something awful to me? While Hunter's away?
No, I'm not intending it that way.
Really? I don't see any kindness from you. Towards me or your father-in-law. You don't just dismiss us because we're your in-laws, do you?
No way. So please don't say such a thing.
Then take us on a trip. Show some filial piety.
A trip, you say? Where to?
Somewhere with nature where we can relax would be nice. I've always wanted to go on a family trip. Hey, your mom is on social media, isn't she?
Oh, that's right. She started it.
I have her contact registered, so her post popped up the other day. She was staying at a relative's vacation house, wasn't she?
Yes.
I saw that and thought I wanted to stay at a place like that with my family. I was surprised to find out you have a relative who owns a vacation house. You have wealthy relatives, don't you?
Well, yes, that's true.
Let us stay at that vacation house too.
But the accessibility to that house isn't very good. It's impossible without a car.
My husband or Hunter can drive us. So, can we? You'll ask for us, won't you?
I'll ask, but please don't get your hopes up.
What are you saying? We're not considered part of your family? Are you saying that your mother and her folks are okay, but not us?
No, it's nothing like that. The cabin is rented out like an Airbnb, so we can't just book it any time.
If the owner agrees, then sure, anything is possible. This lets me know what you really think about us when we get refused. Well, I'll just take that as how you feel about me.
I myself don't own the cabin, so...
Enough with the excuses. Oh, by the way, we're running low on food for my dog. Can you pick some up while you're out shopping? They don't sell it at the supermarket, so you must go to our usual vet.
Isn't that in the next town over?
Yes. Is there a problem?
No, I'll head there.
Great. Take care of it. But make sure you come back as soon as possible.
Kira, isn't the car wash over yet? And I don't see anyone from the pet hotel either. Could you give me their contact details? I'll give them a call.
They won't be coming.
What?
Haven't you noticed yet?
Noticed what?
Your father-in-law and I went out for a car wash. It's been over an hour now, hasn't it?
Yes.
We left you behind and are heading to the cabin.
What? But I have the keys.
Oh, we took them without you noticing. We also got the location from you, so we don't need you anymore. We'll enjoy ourselves with Hunter, who's coming straight from his business trip, and the three of us as a family.
You planned to leave me behind from the beginning?
Yes, because it's a family trip.
I see. I'm not part of the family.
A daughter-in-law is different, you know. You can look after my dog as you are a daughter-in-law.
I see. Understood.
Oh, don't say anything unnecessary to my son, okay? I'll tell him you're staying home because you caught a cold. You understand our hope to spend some time as a family, don't you? If you care about your in-laws, do as I say.
Yes, I won't tell him.
I'm glad. Sydney, you're such an understanding daughter-in-law. While we're away, take care of the dog and do a deep cleaning as well. If you do as I told you, I might consider acknowledging you as part of my family. So make sure you do what you're told.
Sydney, have you arrived at the vacation home?
Yeah, I think so.
Think? What do you mean by think? How's the vacation home? Is your husband's family happy?
Since I'm the daughter-in-law, I'm staying home. Oh, but I'm not alone. Max, the dog, is staying home with me too.
What? Staying at home just because you're the daughter-in-law? You invited them. Why were you left behind?
It seems they didn't want to take me in the first place. They said they were going to wash the car before we left. And it turns out that it was a lie just to leave me behind.
What? How could they do such a terrible thing? If you hadn't asked, I wouldn't have lent him my place.
Aiden, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize, Sydney. The ones at fault were your in-laws. What's Hunter doing?
He doesn't know. He's going straight to the vacation home from his business trip. Plus, Kira told me not to tell him anything. She said if I care about them, I won't make a fuss.
Sydney, are you okay with this?
Not really, but we're moving soon. Even if I speak up, my in-laws won't listen.
What does Hunter's dad do for a living?
Huh? Just a regular office worker.
Tell me the name of his company and Hunter's contact information as well. I should share this information just in case.
What are you planning to do?
They're messing with my dear niece like this. I can't just let this slide, even if you try to keep your distance. I don't think Hunter's mother is the type to stop this harassment.
You're right. I'll tell Hunter everything, and I'll clearly express my feelings to my in-laws. I don't think they'll understand, though.
Even so, it's better to do that. And it's most important to take measures to prevent this from happening again. I'm genuinely glad to be a CEO right now.
Wait, what are you really going to do?
I won't do anything to make it worse. All I do is a little cooperation. So, Sydney, feel free to voice your concerns.
Sydney! Your uncle is the CEO of that famous company? Isn't that the company my husband's company does business with?
Yes, that's correct.
Why didn't you tell us before? If we knew you were the niece of the CEO, we wouldn't have left you behind.
Just because my uncle is a CEO doesn't make me any different. I'm just a housewife. Please don't make a fuss about it.
How can I not? Your father-in-law might get demoted, you know.
Is that so?
I heard it from Hunter, who arrived late to the villa. He said your uncle is furious about you being left behind.
I'm sorry. It seems like my uncle may have overreacted a bit.
It's not a laughing matter. Look, I'm sorry for what happened before. Can you please ask your uncle to reconsider my husband's demotion?
Me?
Who else could do it?
I've always tried my best to have a good relationship with you. But after living together for a few months, I realized that no matter what I do, you will never approve of me.
That's not true. We didn't dislike you or anything.
Well, that's how I felt. Whenever Hunter tried to correct your attitude, it only made things worse. And there hasn't been a single act of kindness towards me since we moved in. I was hoping we could get along better, but it seemed pointless.
It's not pointless. Actually, I was impressed with you. You always do things properly, as you're told. And you never show any dissatisfaction. You're so obedient.
I see. If I could be of any help to you all, that's good.
Sydney, let's have a better relationship from now on. Your father-in-law is really upset. And, you know, he never did anything wrong to you, did he?
He is completely under your thumb, isn't he? But I think just standing by and doing nothing is just as bad. It's obvious that I've been treated badly since we've been living together.
When the demotion came up, I was blamed for it. That quiet man told me he didn't even want to see my face.
Well, you both reaped what you sowed, didn't you?
I admit that we've mistreated you so far. I will apologize properly. So please, I'm begging you, forgive us. We really won't hurt you again.
Sure. Then, before you leave the cabin, could you mow the lawn around there and also clean the outside windows?
I have to do it? This cabin is supposed to be maintained by someone, right?
He is letting you stay here for free, right? At least do that.
Fine, I'll do it. Let me do it. Once I finish those 2 tasks, you'll forgive me, right?
And from here on out, let's share the housework until we move out. And we'll never live together again. I'll also prohibit you from entering the new home we're moving to.
Then I won't be able to see my son.
If you want to see him, call him over to your house.
Do you really think he will come to us with this situation?
Who put us in this situation? Isn't it you? Do I need to be considerate of that?
Maybe you're right. Okay, I'll do everything as you say. So please tell your uncle we've resolved things. Tell him you've forgiven us.
I understand. I'll consider it once everything's done.
Consider it? Aren't you going to forgive us?
I'll consider that. So please don't expect too much.
Don't say such cruel things. We're still family, right?
Please don't make me laugh. Didn't you say that a daughter-in-law is not family?
I'm sorry. What I said to you was wrong. It's just because our son always takes your side. It was just a little bit of spite. It wasn't how I really felt.
It didn't feel like a little bit of spite to me. It felt like your true feelings.
Sydney, I'm really sorry. If my husband becomes unemployed at this age, we won't be able to survive. Please, please, please help us.
Anyway, I don't consider you two as a family. What happens from here is up to you. So please do exactly as you're told, okay? Whether you actually do it or not. I'll take that as your true feelings. After that, my parents-in-laws did exactly as I asked, taking care of mowing the lawn and cleaning up and returning to their home. Also, she began to constantly observe my mood until we moved. All I had to do was clean my own and my husband's rooms and doing the laundry. Whenever I tried to prepare meals, she would insist on doing it. So I let her. Their attitude changed 180 degrees. So I've been able to live at their house without any stress, and I've managed to move out peacefully. I was satisfied just being able to say what I'd like to say. But thanks to my uncle, I was able to reestablish our relationship smoothly. It feels like a bit of cheating, but honestly, I am so relieved. By the way, my uncle never intended to demote my father-in-law in the first place. It seems like he would just put in a word to the CEO of his company in case it could act as a deterrent. My husband says he doesn't ever need to spill the beans, so I think he will behave at least until he retires. In the meantime, my husband is sure to get transferred, and given the physical distance as we will be living separately, I plan to prepare to keep our interactions to a minimum. Now that I've moved away from their house, I can finally live freely. When I was living with them, my mother-in-law was so demanding that I barely had time for myself. Even so, I did my best to get along as long as possible. But there are efforts in life that you don't need to make. Since I've restarted my work from home and I have time for myself, I am happy to be able to live a very fulfilling daily life. From now on, I'd like to cherish my kind husband and my own family even more, and lead a joyful, happy life with my loved one. Hey, ugly! Would you please break up with Blake right now? I can't believe a woman like you is dating Blake. You don't deserve him at all. I need you to break up now.
Who is this all of a sudden? Oh, it's Reagan, right? You're Blake's childhood friend? The one I met this morning?
Bingo! Not that it matters who I am. Would you please just hurry up and break up with Blake?
I was just very surprised at how different you are right now to when I saw you earlier. When I saw you earlier, you seemed to be very kind and cute. Was that all just an act? You're talking to me so aggressively, so I thought it might be someone else texting me.
Of course I'm going to act nice in front of Blake. Surely you could figure that out if you used your brain even a little. Did you even manage to graduate high school? You looked really dumb, so I'm having my doubts.
So, it was all just an act. I thought that you told me that you wanted to be friends with me when I gave you my number. Anyway, why are you suddenly telling me to break up with Blake? What do you mean by that?
Do you not understand what those basic words mean? This is why I can't stand people like you. You're just so dumb. You definitely don't deserve a guy like Blake. He's just so much better than you. No wonder you weren't able to graduate. Blake's definitely going to regret being with you in the future. I'm saying all this for Blake's sake. I actually care about him, unlike you. Please hurry up and just break up with him.
I don't think I need to listen to any of this from you. Thank you very much. I'm sure that Blake would tell me directly if he has any problems. You're just a childhood friend, right? You're not related to him or anything. You don't have any special insights that I don't.
So, I'm not related to him at all. So what? Why does that matter? I've been by his side ever since we were so small. I know him so much better than anyone else. It doesn't matter if we're not related. I'm not just some random nobody like you.
I really don't know what to say to you.
I bet you managed to start dating Blake because of his kindness. You probably kept on pestering him until he had to say yes to you. I think that in reality, Blake likes women that are intelligent and beautiful. For example, a woman that attends a famous university and has come second place in a beauty pageant. That's me, by the way. I'm the kind of woman that deserves to date a guy like Blake. A dumb, fat, ugly blob like you who couldn't even finish high school shouldn't be dating Blake. It's bringing his reputation down just by being by your side. Do what's best for everyone and let him fly free.
Sorry, but I don't have any plans to break up with Blake. Quite the opposite, actually. We're gonna get married.
What did you just say to me?
Did you notice that we saw you at a place pretty close to Blake's parents' house today? We had just visited his parents to let them know that we plan to get married. We're planning to have the wedding in around 6 months' time.
What? I can't believe what you just said. You guys are getting married? What is wrong with you? I am not going to allow you to get married to Blake. Did you not understand what I told you earlier? Hurry up and break up with him.
Do you really think that I'm just gonna listen to what you say and break up with him? You must be insane if you really think that. Why should I listen to you anyway? Aren't you just his childhood friend? Or are you his ex-girlfriend or something? Even if you had previously dated him, you guys have broken up, right? You sound more like a crazy stalker than a friend.
What did you just say? I am not a stalker or an ex. How could you even suggest such a thing? What me and Blake have between us is something very, very important. Friendship. We both trust each other a lot and tell each other everything.
Oh, so you haven't even dated him before. I'm sorry. I know that it must suck to have the person that you have feelings for be taken away by someone else. Unfortunately for you, Blake says that he loves me and wants to be with me. I don't have any intention of breaking up with him.
I just cannot believe what you're saying to me. Just shut the hell up. Stop being so damn arrogant. I was the one that had feelings for him first.
That doesn't matter at all in our relationship. Both me and Blake are happy that we have each other. That's what's the most important. I don't care what you say to me. We're getting married regardless.
What is wrong with you? I'm not going to let this happen. Do you really think that someone like you is going to get married to Blake? In your dreams. I'm going to make you regret even trying to marry him. You'd better watch your back from now on.
Hey, Navier. I just arrived at the hotel.
Hey, Trinity. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming. I'm sorry for inviting you somewhere so far away. I'm really glad that you managed to make it here.
Why are you being like that? I should be the one thanking you for letting me come. I would never miss your wedding, boss. I'd be happy to come, even if it was halfway across the world if it's your wedding.
Stop calling me that nickname already. It's so embarrassing. But thanks for coming. I really mean it.
Oh, I really can't believe that you're getting married. I also can't believe that you're getting married to Blake of all people. When I first heard that you two had started dating, I was so surprised. I'd never in my wildest dreams thought that you two could be getting married. I guess you never know what's going to happen in life.
Ugh, how many times are you gonna say that? Are you finally going to stop being surprised when we get married?
You should understand why I'm surprised as well. Your nickname in our group was always Boss, Empress, or Lioness. I can't believe that the Lioness is finally getting married. I think I'm gonna cry because I'm so happy.
Hey, those are all pretty much insults, you know.
Anyway, leave the wedding speech to me. I've practiced it over 500 times by now. Make sure you don't cry so much that all your makeup comes off.
500 times? You're taking it so seriously. I'll be looking forward to it.
Leave it to me. I will not disappoint you.
There's just this one problem that I'm having. It's kind of a nuisance.
A problem? What happened? Wait, did Blake sleep with another woman? That idiot! You want me to go and beat him up?
No, it's nothing like that. I'm not talking about Blake at all. But he has this childhood friend who's kind of a problem. Ever since we told her that we're getting married, she won't stop harassing me. I think she had feelings for Blake and is really jealous of me. She sends me insults and threats every single day by text. She even comes to bother us when we're out at dinner. One time, she was waiting for me outside a salon and screamed at me to break up with Blake. There are a lot of moments like that. Blake's told her to stop so many times, but she hasn't listened to him one bit, and her threats are getting worse and worse every time. And the stupidest part, according to both Blake and her, they haven't even dated a single time.
What? So what the hell is wrong with her? She's not even his ex or anything. And she's still causing you all these problems? I'm kind of surprised she's brave enough to even stand up to you. You want me to go and talk to her directly?
No, you don't need to bother. It's not worth your time. I know we did some sketchy things back in the day, but I'm past that already. I don't want to cause any trouble before my wedding either.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
What she's doing to me is almost kind of cute in a way, to be honest. All she does is talk and that's it. She hasn't hit me or tried to cause a fight with me a single time. It's just a little annoying, that's all. I think it'll all become okay once the wedding's finished and we move away.
Well, if you're fine with it, then I guess it's okay. If you need me to help out or do something, then let me know. I can go put her in place for you if you need.
Thanks so much, Trinity. You really are a great friend.
No, don't be like that. I'm getting embarrassed. Let me know what's happening in detail when we go get a drink later. I'll be happy to listen to any other problems that you're having right now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you later. I've got a couple of things to get done, and then I'll be on my way. See you later!
Hey, ugly! I ran you over with a car, and you only broke one bone. Just how stubborn are you? I thought I'd be able to at least destroy your face. I guess all your fat saved you from any major damage.
What did you just say? I'm kind of confused right now. Did you just admit that you hit someone with a car on purpose?
Didn't I tell you to watch your back? It's all your fault for wandering around at night. It's a shame you're not going to be able to have the wedding with injuries like that. What a shame! Maybe I should go to the wedding instead as the bride. I guess you should have broken up with Blake when I warned you the first time.
What the hell is wrong with you? Look at what you've done, you freaking idiot! I could have been killed! I cannot believe what you've done! You absolute piece of trash! You creepy psychopath! There is no way I'm gonna let you get away with this! I hope you've enjoyed your life up until now, because it's over.
What's wrong with you all of a sudden? What a bad mouth you have. I guess this is who you really are. You're such a naughty girl, threatening people. You'd think you'd be a little more respectful after getting a taste of what I can do.
Shut the hell up. You're just a skulking, cowardly piece of trash who hits people with cars. And not just that, you've involved one of my best friends in this. Trinity broke her leg trying to protect me. That's 2 people that you've seriously injured. You've gone way too far. Did you really have to do all this to try and disrupt my wedding?
This is all your fault for not breaking up with Blake. I'm not just going to sit and watch you and Blake get married. Anyway, I've done him a huge favor. He would have regretted marrying you for the rest of his life once he realized who you really are. I know that you used to be part of a gang. That's the lowest you can go in society. I guess it's time for you to say goodbye to Blake.
Oh, you really are something. You're telling me that you still haven't realized?
What are you talking about? I'm going to go and tell Blake that you're just a filthy gang member.
You really don't know anything about Blake. Go and tell him whatever you want. Blake already knows everything about my past. He knows that I used to be in a gang. Blake was, too, by the way. Bet you didn't know that.
What did you just say?
Me and Blake used to be in opposing gangs, you know. Our gangs fought each other so many times because we both operated in the same area. Back then, Blake and I used to be huge rivals. We hated each other's guts.
What are you saying? None of that makes any sense.
We got into so many fights back then. I've lost count already. He's not gonna care no matter what you tell him about me. We both ended up leaving our respective gangs a long time ago, though. We ended up running into each other a little after we left. That's when we realized the rivalry we had was really fueled by something else entirely. Anyway, we started dating each other and the rest was history. We got along really well once we weren't in opposing gangs.
You're lying. I don't believe any of this. There's no way Blake used to be part of a gang. He's not the kind of guy that would do something like that. Stop making him look bad. He's not a lowlife like you. Blake is a kind and caring person. What you just told me can't be true.
So you really didn't know? I thought you told me that you knew everything about Blake. Haven't you heard about how much of a brat he was in middle school? Everyone I've met in his hometown jokes about how they can't believe how nice he's turned out. I guess you guys aren't that close after all.
Just shut up, you filthy degenerate. I'm not going to believe a single lie that you just told me. Hurry up and break up with Blake right now.
Is that all you can say to me? You're just like a parrot. Well, none of this matters right now anyway. What's most important right now is that you've pissed me off. You want to fight me, right? I was gonna let this slide, but you decided to hurt my best friend as well. I'm not forgiving you now.
Wait, what? What do you want from me? Are you telling me that you want to hit me? You filthy scum!
You don't have any business calling anyone else names. You're the coward that ran someone over. It really is tempting for me to come and punch you in the face. In fact, I want to break your leg just like you did to Trinity. I can mess up your face so bad, you could never show your face outside your house again.
Wait!
But don't worry, I'm not going to do anything like that. I don't want to sink down to your level. I'm going to make you pay for this the right way. You know that you're a criminal now, right? What you did was a hit and run.
Did you, of all people, just call me a criminal? Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. You think the cops are going to care about what I do to someone like you?
Do you not know anything about the law? What you did isn't something that you can just get away with without a punishment. Apologizing isn't going to make any of this go away. You committed a crime when you ran over my friend and another when you just drove off. Both are pretty big crimes. You're definitely going to be spending some time in jail. If they also find out that you did this on purpose, then you're going to be locked away for a very long time. You've just ruined your future completely. I think you told me that you're currently attending a famous university or something. You also got second place in a beauty pageant, right? Well, I've got bad news for you. It doesn't look like you're going to be graduating. Let's see how many years you're going to be spending locked up.
You're lying. Stop trying to trick me and make me worried. I'm not going to believe anything that you tell me.
Do you want me to prove that this is all true or something? That's pretty pointless because the police are gonna arrest you pretty soon. That should prove it to you well enough. Trinity and I are not gonna listen to any of your pleas no matter what. We're gonna take you to court and make you pay for everything that you've done. We'll make sure that you're charged for the crimes that you committed. I'll make sure all your friends and relatives find out about what you did as well. Be prepared for your life to crumble right in front of you, princess.
No, that can't happen to me. I really didn't mean for any of this to actually happen. All I wanted to do was stop the wedding. I didn't commit any crimes. I just wanted to help out Blake.
Shut the hell up! Stop trying to make excuses and take responsibility for your actions. If you really think that you didn't do anything wrong, then come and explain it to me face to face. If you can't do that, then go and hide while you wait for the police to come pick you up, you absolute coward. Don't commit a crime like you did if you're scared to face the consequences. You really need me to come and tell you all this to your face?
I'm so sorry. I really am sorry. Would you please forgive me for everything I've done? I admit that I was wrong. I'm so sorry.
It's too late now. You should have apologized before running someone over with your car. Go and turn yourself into the police right now. Don't be a coward and run from them. They're going to catch you eventually. If you show that you are sorry for what you did by turning yourself in, I'm sure that would help you out a little. Soon after we talked, Reagan decided to turn herself into the police. A few days later, Reagan's lawyer came to us to have a discussion with us. After talking with Trinity, we decided that we would settle if she paid for all the damage that she caused to us. Reagan didn't end up spending any time in jail. However, she still had to pay a large sum of money, and she was still kicked out of the university. She couldn't pay the settlement fees herself, so her parents paid it all for her. I heard that she's currently working hard to try and pay back her parents. Me and Blake received an apology letter from Reagan and her parents a few weeks later. They apologized for what Reagan had done and promised that she would never bother either of us again. The entire letter was very dramatic and desperate, and it was very satisfying to read after all that had happened. We actually decided to go ahead with the wedding the day after the accident happened. Reagan thought that she had injured me badly. However, I actually got out of it all with just a small bruise. They let me out of the hospital that night so I could have my wedding the next day. I'm sure Reagan mistook Trinity's injuries for mine. Trinity wasn't able to attend my wedding as she had to stay in the hospital for a few weeks. Me and Blake decided to go to Trinity's hospital room right after the wedding. I made sure to visit her while still wearing my wedding dress. Trinity looked really happy to see me with my dress and started crying. Trinity recited the speech that she'd prepared for us from her hospital bed, and then it was my turn to cry. Although a lot of drama happened, I was very satisfied with my wedding, and almost all of the tears shed were happy ones.